Hello and welcome back to Mrs. Aria Lewis. I'm Aria and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about different things I've found to be helpful in keeping my house clean. I've talked to a lot of women, a lot of homemakers, and keeping our houses consistently clean and keeping up with all the things that go into running our houses is a very common struggle, and it's definitely something that I have struggled with, but as of recently I have found some different tricks, some different tips and habits to form that have really helped me to keep my house consistently clean. So before I get started, I just wanted to let you know of a few things. First off, I have only been married for 4 years, so I'm not like a seasoned grandmother here. These are just things that I've been working through over the last few years. I don't have tons and tons of experience on cleaning. Some of these things are not even necessarily new. I've borrowed a couple tips from the Fly Lady method. I'm sure if you scroll Pinterest, you'll come across some of these other tips. These are really just things that I've borrowed from other people that have worked for me. I haven't necessarily come up with anything new. It just works, and not everything in different methods work very well for me. I have a chronic illness, or a few actually, so I have limited energy that I can contribute toward running my household, and I also have like ADHD symptoms, so I don't do very well on focusing on specific things. I'm always running around and doing different things, so I break focus very quickly. And I have a very small house with a lot of things in it. I'm more of a maximalist, not a minimalist, so I have a very, honestly, what some people would call cluttered domain here, and you know, just figuring out what works for me in this season of life. We don't have children. We do have a cat who does like to cart things out and play with them. Just figuring out what works for me in this season of life has been a little bit of a challenge, but that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm coming from. These things may not necessarily work for you, and I definitely don't recommend that you do anything strictly. I recommend that you try a few things out, see what works for you, see if you need to improvise, and let me know in the comments, you know, what you think. Okay, so let's get into it. First off, one of the biggest things I have found to help me in keeping my house consistently clean is to do a quick 15-minute tidy up of the whole house every day. So I like to do this towards the end of the day, and to fit with the whole traditional wife aesthetic, I like to do it around 4 p.m. because my husband gets home around 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes later, sometimes earlier, but I like to do it at the end of the day where I've finished a lot of things. I'm almost ready to start working on dinner, but not quite, so I'll just clean the house, do a quick tidy up, declutter. Generally what I do during my 15-minute clean is I'll straighten up the couch pillows, pick up any clothing articles that might be floating around the house and put those away, make the bed. I will do maybe a quick little vacuum and maybe a wipe down in the bathroom. I will, if I have time, clean up in the kitchen, unload the dishwasher or load the dishwasher depending on what needs done. Those are some of the things I will tackle in my 15-minute cleanup. So because I have such a small house, it's actually just about 900 square feet, I can cover almost the entire house in that time and do a really good little 15-minute cleanup. So if you have a larger house, say your house is twice as big as mine, you might need to focus more on the main areas. Or you may need to take a 15-minute cleanup twice per day instead of just once. But with my small little house, it works quite well to just do 15 minutes at the end of the day. And then my husband comes home and the house is looking nice and pretty clean, and rolling this into the next day really helps me to start the next day with a fresh start. You know, the house isn't full of clutter and piles of paper and clothes and cat toys and dishes. It's just ready to start the next day. And so this is something that has made a huge difference in my life, and I can definitely see it, especially when I do it consistently every single day. Well, one day there might be more clutter to pick up, but the next day there's less, so I can focus on something else that day. So this is just so helpful for me. Another thing I found helpful is getting a cordless vacuum cleaner to just do a really quick vacuum during my 15-minute cleanup, or even after I'm done making dinner. I kind of make a huge mess when I make dinner. I have flour and onion wrappers and garlic wrappers and carrots that fly across my kitchen floor. So having a broom nearby or the cordless vacuum cleaner has made a huge difference, so I can just go ahead and clean that up right after I'm done making dinner. Secondly, the next thing that has been really helpful is to wash my dishes while dinner is cooking. So I don't always make a dinner that needs to be put in the oven. I do make a lot of casseroles. I live in the Midwest. Casseroles are our favorite here, and they're very easy to make, which is why we love them. So I do often have foods that go in the dinner for cooking, in the oven to cook for dinner. But even if I just have like a stir fry or something, I'll just let it or a soup, I'll just let it simmer or cook a little bit while I'm quickly loading dishes into the dishwasher. It's really helpful to keep the dishwasher unloaded so that I can just load as I'm going. And so washing dishes while I'm cooking dinner has made a huge difference, because then most of the dishes are done before we even sit down to eat dinner. So then after dinner, all I have to do is just load a few dishes into the dishwasher, turn it on, maybe hand wash the skillet, and then we're done and I can go sit down. And this has made a really big difference in my life, because as someone who is chronically ill, I have very little energy at the end of the day. So doing dishes after dinner has been something I have not done for years and years and years. Now that I have a little bit more energy, understanding that if I do my dishes while I'm cooking dinner, instead of scrolling my phone or texting my friend or, using Instagram or whatever, it makes a huge difference, because then after dinner, even though I do have more energy than I used to, I still have limited energy, and I can just go ahead and put those dishes that we've eaten from into the dishwasher and go about my evening. I'm already done in the kitchen, I wipe down the counter, and we're good. So that has really, really helped. Thirdly, just rolling right off of that, having a clean sink right before I go to bed has been so nice. To wake up in the morning to a clean sink, a clear counter, and I don't feel this burden when I get up of, oh no, I need to do dishes at some point this morning. So just, washing your dishes while dinner cooks, then making sure the sink is cleaned out, the counter is wiped down, and you're ready to start your next day off well. This is a Fly Lady method. She says to shine your sink every night. I don't shine my sink. I just make sure it's clear, hose it down a bit, but this has been really helpful. 4, having homes for things and picking stuff up as I go along. So, like I said, we have a small house and we have a lot of clutter. I'm more of a maximalist. I acquire things. This bookshelf you see behind me is one of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And we have things. We're kind of like those old people who collect things because you never know when it's going to be useful. We're the young version of that. So we keep things, and I like to have things around when I decorate. My piano currently, which is right behind this camera, has records and a vase and candlesticks and butterflies and 2 lamps and a record player and 2 pictures as well as music on it right now. I have things everywhere. So it's very easy to let the clutter pile up, and I recently bought a little table to put next to the couch so I can have a home for my planner and my tissue box and my pens and my Bible study and the books that I'm currently reading, because that was all gathering dust on the piano and I needed a better spot for it. So finding homes for things is something that is very helpful. It will lend to your house looking more consistently clean, less cluttered. In our bedroom recently, my husband had a ton of clutter on his bedside table, and a lot of those things aren't even things we can necessarily get rid of. They're charging cables and coins and different things, and we don't have a better home for it, so they just ended up collecting on his bedside table. So what I did was I grabbed a cloth box and I put them all in there. It's still cluttered, but it looks better. It's more visually pleasing because it's in a nice looking little box. So getting little baskets and boxes and things that you can put on shelves or under things is very helpful when you're trying to find homes for things. So just finding those places where you can put all of the little things that you can't necessarily get rid of, but you can't have them out because they just make your house look cluttered is very helpful. Also, picking up things as I go along. This has been something that, you know, you're supposed to do. All of us adults know that we need to clean as we go along. We need to pick up our stuff. We need to not just like let it fall where it does, but it is a habit that is hard to cultivate and something I'm still working on. So when I take off my clothes after I get home from church and I put on a new outfit, well, it's very tempting to leave my church clothes on the bed or on my bedside table. What I should be doing is putting my clothes back in my closet. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. Same with taking off my shoes at the end of when I come back home, putting my shoes away. Very helpful. This is where it comes in very handy to have a home for things. If your shoes don't have a home, well, they're just going to be out because you don't know where you want to put them. And having a home for things also is very helpful if you're trying to find something, because then you don't have 5 different places you can look, there's just one. So different things that I can think of are just like mail clutter, putting that away, sorting it as soon as I come in the house. Is this junk? It goes in the trash. Does this need my husband's attention? It goes on the table. Is this a bill? Stuff like that. So just picking up as you go along is something that's very helpful, but it is a hard habit to cultivate. Laundry, number 5. Laundry is not fun. For some of us, it is our favorite task because we can sit down, watch a show while we're folding it. For others, it is not a favorite task because maybe we have little people in the house who generate tons of laundry. Lots of little laundry, which it takes so much longer to fold than large laundry. So laundry is something that I have appreciated Fly Lady's method for staying on top of laundry. She does a load of laundry every single day. Now, I have tried this. It does not work nearly as well for my husband and I because we're just 2 people and we do not generate as much laundry as having 3 toddlers or 3 small children in your house. But what we like to do is our washer and dryer is in our bathroom. That's just where it goes in the house. And we will just put our clothes in the washer at the end of the day. I don't sort laundry by colors. Just never found that to be useful for me. So we just put all of our laundry in there, and as soon as the washer is full, we'll run a load, and then I'll hang it up on the line, bring it in when it's dry, fold it, and eventually put it away. So folding and putting away is something that definitely needs to happen for me more often than it does. I personally really enjoy letting a bunch of laundry pile up and then I'll wait and I'll fold it. And recently I've been doing TikTok lives, but also just like watching a show or a movie. I enjoy that. It's relaxing. I have a very hard time watching something without doing something with my hands. So to fold laundry while I'm watching a new episode of my show or a movie is just really nice, but putting it away is the difficult part for me. So after folding it, it goes in the basket, and then I need to put the basket in my room and go put it away. So doing a little bit of laundry every day is very helpful. And if you have a bunch of kids in your family, or even just 2 or 3, to get into a routine of every morning you run a load of laundry, put it in the dryer or hang it on the line. Most people have dryers, which is easier than hanging it on the line. And then you take it out and you fold it and put it away that day. And then sometimes if it builds up on you, you might be folding one while you're washing the other. Just doing a little bit every day. You know, for us, maybe a good idea would be, well, if I'm not necessarily running a load every day, maybe I do something with it every day. You know, run it one day, it's on the line, take it off the line and fold it the next day, then the day after that, put it away, day after that, run another load. I don't know, I still need to figure this out, but doing a little bit every day has definitely proven to be quite helpful. Alright, number 6, wiping down the bathroom at least once a week. Or every other day if you have small children. What I like to do is I use an EnviroCloth from Norwex. It's just a microfiber cloth. I don't think it's necessarily that more special than a regular microfiber cloth from Walmart. Sorry everyone who loves Norwex. I just do. This is my opinion. doesn't have to be anyone else's. But a microfiber cloth is really great if you want to just wipe down the surface. Fly Lady recommends that you do this every day, which is great. I don't. I do it maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. Our countertop does not get as dirty as it would if we had little children. My cat does like to hang out on the countertop, so it definitely needs to be wiped, probably a little more than I normally do. But wiping down the countertop, wiping down the toilet and cleaning the toilet, just doing a quick little bathroom wipe down and clean at least once a week is something that's very helpful. I normally like to let the bathroom pile up and get terribly dirty, and then someone comes over and they unexpectedly need to use the bathroom. Unexpectedly, I say sarcastically, because if you're having someone over, your bathroom should be clean. This is just a rule of good housekeeping. And so someone comes over, they need to use the bathroom, and I think, oh no, I haven't cleaned it recently. So keeping on top of the bathroom cleanup, just wipe it down. Wipe down the glass and the countertop every other day or once a week, whatever works best for you. If you're very clean people, you might just need to do it once a week. But just staying on top of that, keeping that up consistently. It's something you can do while you're brushing your teeth or maybe doing your mouthwash. That's why Fly Lady recommends you do it once a day. She said while you're doing your mouthwash, swipe down the countertop. Alright, the last thing that has proven very helpful for me, this is the 7th tip, is having a day every week to do a catch-up, to do more deep cleaning, to have a designated cleaning day. So when I was working full-time as a wedding photographer, I would work Monday through Saturday, because Saturday is a normal day for shooting weddings, and I would choose Friday as my day to clean the house. So I would take Friday completely off, or half off, and I would spend the entire afternoon cleaning my house. You do not need to spend an entire afternoon cleaning your house if you are consistently keeping up with these other things. All of the things I just mentioned should help you keep your house consistently clean. But if you do fall behind, it's great to have a catch-up day, and it's also great to have a day just to catch up on things, because we're busy women. We have very busy lives. We're doing all sorts of different things. If you have kids, maybe you're homeschooling them or taking them to school or involved in sports or whatever. So that 15-minute clean, the doing dishes while you work on dinner, those things, those are easier to take care of. But then you need a day that you can really dedicate to doing more deep cleaning things. Maybe your kitchen really needs a mop. For me, it's things like I get bulk spices, so putting them in jars and putting them away. Different things like that. Maybe that cleaning day is a great day to do laundry. I often have a room in the house that is my office, and it just piles up with stuff, and I just need to clean that once a week. So having a day to really catch up on things, to do more deep cleaning, maybe clean the shower that day. There's, I'm sure, a ton of different things you can think of. We all have things in our house that we think about and we're like, oh, yeah, I haven't done the baseboards in a while, or the bookshelves are dusty. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's your windows that need cleaning. Having a day every week where you can do that, wash your tablecloth, switch out your tablecloth, change the sheets on the bed. It's just really nice to have that. It used to be Friday for me. I have since switched this to Monday. It really doesn't matter what day it is. I think you should choose a day that fits best in your schedule. Maybe that's Saturday. Maybe it's Sunday afternoon. Maybe it's Monday. But choose a day where you can just catch up on things, do a nice deep clean, and I think this is really, really helpful. I know it has made a big change in my life, especially when I was working full-time, and I did not spend 15 minutes a day cleaning my house. I did not clean my house hardly at all until I got to Friday, and Friday was my day to fix things up. It would look nice, and the good thing is that if you are consistently keeping up with the other things that I mentioned, things are not going to fall to pot by Monday. You'll actually have a consistently clean looking house, and then Friday is just a nice little, oh, I have extra time to dedicate towards these things. And Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope this was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any more tips and tricks that have worked for you. Let me know if you're trying some of these things. I know my community on Instagram, I've talked about doing the 15-minute clean with them, and we've done it together quite a bit. This was just a bunch of different things I'd been thinking about recently, and I really wanted to share with you, as keeping a clean house is definitely a struggle for all of us. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Thanks for watching.